Hello, people. Let's see if I can't pop out the chat and move it over the other direction. I think I got it. There we go. Still fucking with it. All right, I guess we'll take that. All right. Wow. Crowdhouse tonight. Gabe, Uncle Guns, Joe, Javier, Jeff, Adam, Steve. Hello, everybody. There might be a few more people here as well because the numbers show more than people who have commented. Good times. Jason McConnell, hello, good sir. I'd like to point out, Mike Hobgobbler, that TJ, hello. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by Rock God Brewing out of Danville, Pennsylvania. A shameless sponsor plug. And the thing is, the fellows from Rock God miss it every time. They don't check in until later into the live stream. Anywho, I was actually at Rock God yesterday for a very important business meeting for something that will be announced, but not today. There will be an announcement concerning Tremis Dynamics and Rock God Brewing Company. I'll let your imaginations run wild for that. So. I got a whole list of stuff to talk about. 57 days to Dynamic Week 2. Javier, I'm going to tell you something. Hello, Britt. I was going to add an extra day, optional if you could make it, to Dynamic Week 2. Free day of training tacked on to the end. But Zach already scheduled a class for that day, and I already signed up for it the day after Dynamic Week ends. So now it's not going to happen until November, and it's not going to be free. But it will be free next year. Dynamic Week 3 in 2021 is 7 days long, an actual entire week. You can't ship beer to Tennessee? I will ship beer to Tennessee. I've had people ship liquor to me from Tennessee. Scott Wexler, hello, sir. Bryant Stevens, hello. Glad to see you are with us and amongst the living and kicking and whatnot. That's a good point, Crystal. Cannot ship beer or may not ship beer. I can absolutely ship beer. I may be unallowed, but yes, Scott, you are good with shipping contraband. See, Javier, you missed out on Team Dynamics because you signed up for Zach's class. And, well, so did I. And I didn't even develop the class until after Zach had scheduled his, or I'd already stuck it on there. However, the class is developed, is happening November something. Oh, yes. Guns shipped to me. Careful, there might be feds listening. Take it easy, Scott. Well, the good news is, for those of you who are interested in the not only Dynamic Week 3, that 7th day doesn't change the cost of the class. It just makes each day cheaper. So how about that? But the extra class is being added and is being run inaugurally in November of this year. Will be, let me look and see, 1, 2, at least twice next year, potentially 3 times. But I'm scheduling a trip to Glacier National Park, which may need to rearrange my schedule on the back half of the year, like post July. I have the schedule done for up through July. So if you are on Patreon, it's already over there. Yes, November 8th. That's it. It is a Sunday, Team Dynamics. For those of you who were at Vehicle Dynamics, or specifically Day 3 Vehicle, imagine a lot of that, but not necessarily with a car. So a lot of that 4-person and larger groups. In my head, when I was typing it up and had like my notes and shit, it actually said Day 4 Carbine. But it is the 4th day of carbine, but it's not really it's not necessarily a progression. You could really do days 1, 2, skip 3 and do 4 because they got a different kind of vibe going. But it would be best not to. Regardless, it's a 4th day of carbine, and I am going to run it next year as a 4th day after the 3-day dynamic carbine and in dynamic week, and potentially once by itself. I have shot some out of it. They were interesting. They don't kick at all. I don't know what the hell they do to stuff. I've never even shot like a Tweety bird with them, with the Agia mini shells. So I don't know how they perform. I'm gonna suspect that they perform poorly. They won't cycle a semi-auto, but I have shot from a pump. Shits and good. Federal makes some too, and they almost sound like fucking blanks. They're so quiet. So I'm hoping that we can talk Pete Pie into making a 12-gauge slug. That'd be pretty cool. Schedule. So, awesome. Good deal. I can't send you the email, Jason, until I get off of the live stream. So if it's okay with you, maybe even I could wait till tomorrow. That'd be swell. Speaking of Defiant, I did shoot some Defiant today, some of this, the 223-55 Defiant Defensive Match, DDM. It was pretty okay. The thumbnail for this little live stream was a picture of my short barrel rifle, and since I put a different optic on it, I had to zero it, so I used that. Great. Some more Tremis holsters coming out of Stevens Concealment shortly. The stupid RCS fucking claw. Actually, if I knew somebody with a CNC machine, I would design my own claw and have it made out of aluminum, and then just have them make me 100 of them or something. There, Steve's telling us about the Agia mini shells. So anyhow, team dynamics, all that good garbage, blah, blah, blah. We mentioned the schedule, the 2021 schedule. It is posted over on Patreon. So if you are on Patreon, it was listed yesterday of just like a text file of when shit is. There's no links to sign up because I don't have that all set up yet. The behind the scenes, most of the links are done. So RJ, hello, sir. It will be going live that you can sign up shortly. However, patrons will get the opportunity to sign up first. So there's that. But if you'd like, I will certainly tell you the 2021 schedule through July right now, because I have the list in front of me. February 20th of next year is What's Your Major Malfunction? It is the only class I will talk about malfunctions in, so that's it. Yes, Brittany, I will send you the details when this is over. So anyhow, February 20th, malfunctions. March 12, 13, and 14 will be Dynamic Pistol in Fort Honey Badger in Texas. March 20th will be Bug the Fuck Out. It will be a study group format. However, I have thrown the idea around of crystals on top of it. I'm throwing out the idea of maybe taking one or two students as students along with me. April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is Dynamic Carbine. April 5th is Team Dynamic, so all 4 days. May 29, 30, 31 is Dynamic Pistol. June 20th, which is Father's Day, is a special event, and that's as much as I'm willing to say at the moment. July 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is Dynamic Week 3. September 4, 5, 6, I have listed as Force on Force, but it'll probably change to Vehicle Dynamics. And October 9, 10, and 11, I have Vehicle Dynamics, which will probably change to Force on Force. November 13th, Patreon event. November 26th, Dynamic Blunderbuss. That's my 2021 schedule with a few extra things thrown in and haven't been mentioned. So if you were paying attention, those are the dates. If you weren't, they're over on Patreon. And shortly they'll be out just for you to look at. All right, so there's that. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh, I got on the Defiant kick. I shot some of this, the TCX, or no, not the TCX, DDM. It's the polymer tip stuff. Can't see if that's zooming or focusing well. It actually worked out pretty good. I ran it through 10.5 inch or 10.3 inch. Oh, that'd be awesome if you could make it, Uncle Guns. So you know what? It's going to be tomorrow's Instagram, but I might be able to bring it up here. So, gallery. Here we go. So I zeroed the gun at 100 yards because that's what the ACSS reticle wants. And then I did it with just like Fiocchi inexpensive stuff, and then I put the Defiant in to see how it would change. This was my pair of shots at 50 yards. I'll take that any day of the week. And this was my group at 100 yards. So the Defiant shit is pretty good because I'm only so-so at the shooting thing. Jeff just got order 223 TCS. I have some of that too. Super accurate stuff as well. I shot some of that when I first got it. And even though it's not zeroed the same, because I always shoot 55 grain, it was zeroed. My rifle was zeroed at 50 yards, so I shot the T with 55. I shot the 62 at 50 yards, and they were all in the same little fucking tiny paster. So at 50 yards, the difference between 62 and 55 was negligible. But the Defiant was some pretty good stuff. That 100-yard group, I guess the maximum spread between the 3 rounds, like corner to corner, is probably about a little under the length of a piece of empty 223 brass. I'm all right with that, especially since I'm wobbly as fuck. Didn't have a bench. I shot it standing with a pole, leaning against the pole, so which isn't nearly as good as like a bipod or anything, but it worked out pretty well. I was happy with the performance of the Defiant. It is in my Go Time magazines. Well, some of my Go Time magazines. I don't have enough to load all of them up with that, but all of them do have 55 grain polymer tip. Just some of them are the Aoki, something or other. That those were cheaper to buy in bulk, so I got those even before Defiant was a company. So, but I didn't bring that rifle upstairs, and I know YouTube gets fucking weird about live streaming with a gun. We'll figure out the holster, Bryant. No worries. So my 10.3-inch gun, I did 2 things to it today. I put a 1:8 primary arms optic on it. It is got the ACASS reticle, which is pretty fucking badass, and the optic, it's easy to shoot. I had it on my 16-inch gun for a while, and for those 5 of you who read my article on Twilight of the Red Dot, aka low power variable optics, are they taking over the world? I'm at the point where I am okay putting a low power variable optic even on a short barreled rifle. Added a little bit of weight to it, but I'm all right with that. Well, RJ, you are more than welcome to come out and do some training, and you can come to study groups, and we can be a good support system for singleness. We're probably not a good support system, but we try. And you can bring that other fellow with you too, your hetero life mate. That's what I'm calling them. But so yeah, low power variable optic on a short barrel rifle, and I am digging it. It's doing its thing. I have such a little space on that rifle because there's a flashlight mount, a laser, a flip up front sight behind that, and then my optic that the flip up front sight doesn't flip up because it's underneath the front of the optic. Optics quick disconnect, so I can yank it off if I need to, but just totally out of space. Like, it's just cram packed full of shit. Brian is the best single guy support group guy. He is. He's pretty good at that, I think. He is. If he is open to a blind date, I can set him up on one. I know someone. Just saying, Brian, if you'd be interested in that kind of thing. So yeah, new optic on the gun. Very pleased with it. I mean, it's been some time coming. It holds up pretty well because I don't treat my shit very good. On my 16-inch gun, it's not lost 0 at any point. It's been dropped and scratched, and hell, it even has a little scratch on the lens. So I mean, it got good enough to. Good to know, Brian. It got dropped enough that, like, in the back lens, was that the objective, whichever lens the back one is, it got a scratch on it, and it still works fine. I haven't had no issues with it. I know there are more expensive ones that probably have, I'm certain they have better glass, because I mean that's where the cost comes from most of the time. And I don't do, since with the ACSS reticle, there's not a lot of clickety click, and I've been told by scope snobs that that's the thing the most concerning with scopes on the lower price range is the mechanisms, not so somewhat that they'll wear with a lot of click, but that they also may be like 1.01 per click instead of 1.00, like whatever, if it's a 1/4 inch, it's like a 1/4 inch plus a couple hundredths. So as you a bunch of clicks, it wouldn't be the same over a course. But since all the ranging and stuff is done in the reticle, once you have it zeroed, you don't fuck with the knob. So I'm not too concerned with if the mechanism isn't as robust as, look how Schmidt and Bender at $4,000. Mind you, there's a dual focal plane Schmidt and Bender I would love to have. It's fucking $3,700. So no. But I'm willing to stick with the primary arms for a bit. And if I have a problem with it, I'll put an MRO back on there and call it good. I will say the primary arms was a gift, and it is a second focal plane. If I were paying for it myself, I would spend the extra $100 and get the first focal plane. But I didn't pay anything, so I can't complain. Jordan Winkler gave me the optic, and Jordan's an awesome dude. So I've been using the shit out of it. Just if I was going to buy one, I'd buy the first focal plane. Crystal, you don't need to get a Tremis tattoo on the scar. The scar is a Tremis tattoo. Bam. RJ, if you show up more often, things get given away a lot. I'm just saying, you could come over every now and again. Isn't that you don't even have to pay to come to class? You can just come to the study groups. Just this, like within the last couple of weeks, I've seen a brand new MRO get given away, a pair of Cry pants, ammo, AK ammo, like 7.62 by 39. Like just saying. Britt, I don't know how many people are coming Saturday. There's a cookout at Gary's afterwards. So when we're done with study group, if you want to, we'll cruise over to Gary's house. Erica is making grilled pork chops and macaroni and cheese, I think she said. Smoked pork chops, some type of pork chops. Yes, that's right. At Dynamic Week, Brittany gave away a brand new set of Midwest Industries combat sights and some 45 ammo. I don't know how old your kids are, RJ, but you could bring them, maybe. I don't know. You're considerably younger than me, so your kids are probably also considerably younger than mine. So I can understand that if it doesn't. Yeah, 7 and 4 might be a bit of a stretch. I sometimes bring my 13-year-old, but I started bringing him when he was about 10. And you're almost 40? No shit. I'd have guessed mid-30s. Britt, you can bring her to the comm study group and to Gary's. It'll be all right. I got sidetracked. Oh, study group side this week. Comms. Bring radios. We're going to get that all squared away. September 6th, we're doing land navigation in land navigation in Centralia. I'm reading comments. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. September 6th, land nav in Centralia. It ain't a fucking class. So if you don't know anything about land nav, it's okay because we'll have extra people there that do know about land nav. But if you don't know anything about it, like link up with one of them and just be buddies for the day. Don't just go it alone. The last land nav we did was in a state park that was small enough that if you disappeared by yourself, we could go get you. Centralia is a bit bigger, so we don't want to do that. Joe has smokes for Gary. You only spelled it with one R, so I assume Gary from Rock God, or you maybe, and you'll be in town October 15th for sure, maybe sooner. What the fuck's October 15th? I don't have a calendar. Oh, you know what? I could open this calendar. October 15th. Oh. That is the day after Dynamic Week. So it is the day of Zach's class. And Zach's class, I think he's got some openings still for shotgun. I think you'd have to check definitivetrainingsolutions.com. But I think last time I talked to him, he said he still had some openings for that. All right. Why won't my mouse go up to there? Perfect. Blueberry whoopie pie. Tea-berry whoopie pies. Oh my, oh my. Schedule. September 19th, we have a study group as well. That's going to focus on convoy operations. And October 4th, we have a study group that's going to focus on area studies. That one's going to be a whole day, like a long day. But we'll bust out some area studies. Adam says, what is a whoopie pie? It's like a sandwich cupcake. I don't know how better to describe it. Google might be your friend. So while I was out at the range today, I got to get my shit on my list checked off too. I filmed a video. Woohoo! That will come out tomorrow. I have to edit it. I did not have time to get it edited today. And the very first Tremis Dynamics Development Group meeting was done. There was some skills worked on that will probably become part of the dynamic carbine class as we hash them out. It is we worked through some stuff, and it was something. Like there were some breakthroughs. Something I had been working on dry practice, and we tried it live fire, and it still paid dividends. So it's looking good. In addition, we also figured out some sling hardware setup stuff. Wasn't awesome. I had to order some more hardware to get it to do what I wanted it to do, but we starting to zero in on how to set up a sling in a way that you could find interesting, I should say. The RDS at a 45 degree. The only problem, well, the RDS at a 45 degree, you're talking really short, like really short inside a room distance. So when you zero it at like say 50 yards, and I'm just picking 50 yards, the offset only works if the gun's at perfectly 45 degrees where you zeroed it. And then if you use the gun at 50 degrees, you're no longer zeroed because you've zeroed for drop with gravity on a 45 degree plane. So if you change to plane, gravity is no longer pulling it where the dot is. But if you were shooting at 50 yards, I don't know why you wouldn't just roll back to the LPVO. I always get those letters mixed up. So as long as you realize that 45 degrees works when the gun is only at 45 degrees at distance, it's fine. But again, you should be using the magnified optic at those distances. So it's just a matter of using the right tool. On my gun, the optic, the backup optic is, they're still straight flip up irons, and I got to take the optic off in order to even flip them up. But there are already two other sighting systems on the gun. There's an IR laser and the magnified optic. So the third thing is like really low down on the totem pole. But again, we worked on some sling shit. I think that as we focus in on that, you'll dig it. And some blocks of instruction that I also think that you will like. Put up a video on Instagram today of a Know Your Limit drill. Anybody that's taken a day 3 class with me has shot the Know Your Limit drill. We also did it, I believe, at both of the RTG frozen shoots. The record before was 30 some points on Know Your Limit. It's now perfect. So nobody can get the record. They can get the record. So there is video proof. It is on the Instagrams. So there's that. Study Know Your Limit. So the video I performed. That is the thing with the Know Your Limit drill. The whole point is to not exceed what you know you're capable of. And a lot of times people go, well, I just want the highest score there is. So that was part of my motivation to shoot it with both rifle and with pistol, was so that the record is held permanently because it's maxed, and then nobody has to worry about getting the highest score because it's been done. Well, I didn't pay that close of attention to it, Joe, but it would make sense because light travels quicker than sound does. Where I was at, I was like 16 feet away from the target, and the camera was like probably 12 foot away from both of us, and then zoomed in on the paper. So it would make sense that the light from the hole would get back to the camera before the sound did. But it seems like it'd be really quick. Or maybe when I cut the ends off of it to put it up, that I fucked up the editing somehow. Jason McCall, abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. I'll even, if I use any of that data, which I very well might, in the handout that I intend to someday make for that class, I will, put in there like data collected by and whatnot, if you would like. Mike wants to know SIG 716i direct impingement AR 308 with 16-inch barrel weighing 8.5 pounds. 8.5 is a good weight. Haven't shot one. The SIG made an AR that shot 7.62 by 3.9, and every one of those I've seen was junk, and every other SIG rifle that I've seen in class has performed well. So I would give it a shot. Can't say I've seen one, but I would love to get my hands on one and play around with it, even though fucking 308's expensive. I shot a little bit of 308 today, like just a little bit. And I did some super slow-mo video of the bolt carrier moving, and that was it. And because fucking shit, it's expensive. I filmed a full-blown YouTube video out there. I'll give you guys the heads up. If you want, because the video will come out tomorrow. As of now, remanufactured ammunition no longer okay at class. I haven't talked to Mike for a few hours today. He's moving in like a month. I think Scott is over there fucking working on his house. Like they're doing things to it before they move in. I think the week of the next study group, the land nav one, the September 5th, 6th thing, I think that's when they're doing their official move. A couple weeks later, they're having a big cookout for the study group. So I don't know if he's busy packing shit or what he's doing, but he never fucking watches my videos. Yeah, I get past the inspection. Justin went over and re-inspected the roof, and it was good. And Scott's doing some carpentry for him, so I think it's all going well. So yeah, no remanufactured ammo in class because the last manufactured ammo company that I thought was good enough to recommend totally bitched out on some crappy ammo, and just not. I can't say there's a remanufactured company now that I like. All right, let's see what else is going on. So, dietary, putting food in your body. However, for those of you who missed the Facebook post, because not everybody Facebooks. If George is listening, I know he doesn't Facebook. I never eat breakfast. Rarely do I eat breakfast. Every once in a while, I eat something in the morning, but usually that's because I'm fucking starving when I wake up. So I don't normally. So I kind of do intermittent fasting every day, not on purpose. There were times I did intermittent fasting on purpose. Like I would be like, all right, I'm not going to eat anything until 2 p.m. or whatever the fucking number was. Mike, I will get back to your question. So I kind of already do a little bit of intermittent fasting all the time. And recently, like I've noticed, and this has been an issue with me forever, I eat a bunch, I feel like crap. Doesn't matter what I eat. People are going to say, keto, 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 don't eat any bread, you'll feel great. However, if I eat 2 pounds of fucking broccoli, I need a nap right now. I eat 2 pounds of bread, I need a nap right now. The difference is with the bread, I'll feel like shit for hours. If I were to eat like 2 pounds of broccoli, I would feel like shit for probably an hour or so. So I just started eating smaller portions. And my rule of thumb, it's actually very applicable, was that only eat portions the size of my fist. So since I'm already partially intermittent fasting and I'm eating portions no bigger than my fist, I've been calling it intermittent fisting. And apparently you shouldn't Google intermittent fisting, but that's what I'm telling everyone I'm doing now is intermittent fisting. And I have no idea if there's any health benefits. I just feel better when I eat smaller portions. And I don't eat more smaller portions. I still eat 2 a day, one sometime in the afternoon and one sometime later. But I do feel better by making them smaller. Intermittent fisting. My buddy, Matt Wyke, I don't know if any of you guys know Matt. He actually quoted me in a book that he wrote. He writes a lot of shit. But he's been on this nootropic kick. I don't know if it's a kick, but he's written some articles about nootropics, that they help brain function, cognitive ability to focus, that kind of stuff. And I'm intrigued. Like, what one should I get? So he gave me a couple options, and one was running a coupon code, so I just ordered it, and it was this stuff right here. BeastSports.com NeuroBeast. It is a nootropic, and it says take 3 a day. I was like, I'm going to start with 1. Who knows what this will do? I will tell you this. I am more focused during the day. I I should say I maintain focus longer into the day. And a side effect that it doesn't even mention is I've been sleeping about an hour less than I normally do. Like I don't use an alarm clock. I just wake up on my own at like somewhere between 5:30 and 6 every day. So like half an hour to 45 minutes earlier, I've been waking up just as rested. So not only am I more focused, I have more day to be focused. And it's been pretty fucking, nootropics are like, they're legit. And I like them. And I'm at a third of the recommended dosage. And I notice a difference. I'm digging it. So if you're wondering, there's my recommended supplement advice. Yeah, I like the salad plate. That's a pretty good idea. I don't know if my intermittent fasting will do anything for my weight, but I certainly do feel better. RJ, I think Lamb of God is canceled. That's the Lamb of God Megadeth show. Everything got postponed to 2021, but I think the Bethlehem show did not get postponed. I'd have to look, but I think they refunded me to my credit card my ticket. I think. No, it does not replace the Bang, Steve. There's no caffeine in it. Oh, there is. So there's like 65 milligrams of caffeine in it. So what I've been doing in the morning is a cup of coffee and one of these, or like a mug of coffee and this guy. And then some point later in the morning after the coffee's gone, I'll hit a Bang up, 10 o'clock or whatever. And then sometime around 2 maybe is when I finally eat something for the day. Or start eat my first fist. I saw Lamb of God twice, both times. Once at a club, the Electric Factory in Philadelphia, and once essentially at a bar, the Crocodile Rock in Allentown. It was awesome. Like from me to this doesn't make sense talking to you in a fucking room that you can't see, but I was about 6 feet away from Mark Morton for the whole show. It was awesome. Back to Mike's question about optic on a 16-inch 308. So when I got a 308, I had my choice of everything from 13-inch up through 20-inch, and I picked 18. And the reason I picked 18 was muzzle velocity is still good at 18. And I know some fellas that recently went through Scout Sniper School, and they were running 18-inch bolt guns with cans on the end. So that's why they went from 24 to 18, was they could put a can on it and it not be like 8 miles long. And they were happy with the performance of a 308 out of an 18-inch barrel. And I said, well, if you guys are using it for precision long stuff and it's 18 inches, obviously that's way more accurate than I'm going to be. So I'm okay with that too. If I was going to go for short, I'd have went for like the 13 and a half. However, we're going to use it in like the battle rifle sense. On my 18-inch, I have a 3.5 to 14 optic on it. If I were running it as a battle rifle, I might do a 1 to 8, or if I wanted to spend big money on the Vortex, do a 1 to 10. If that answers your question, that's how I would do it. I chose mine for more longer precision work than just heavy slugfest up close. Because if I didn't think I needed to do longer precision work, I would still just bring a 5.56 gun. So I didn't need a more potent gun to use in the same role where it would still be secondary to a lighter 5.56 I could carry around everywhere. All right, I hit everything on my list. I just needed to make sure I wasn't running behind. I don't know if you guys can hear it. My air conditioner is on, so my little meter is just pegged out when I'm talking, like the sound meter. If so, I apologize, but it's hot out and the AC is required, so I'm not sweating my balls off. Bryant, good night. When you get a chance, shoot me a message, Bryant. Let me know how the new job's working out for you. I'm curious to see how you're doing. And so no rush, but if you get a chance, shoot me a message. So yeah, there's my updates. Next year's schedule's out. No remanufactured ammo. Playing around with some new gear. Some new shooting and moving skills. We got study groups coming up that don't cost a lot of money for bullets. And for instance, if one of my students wanted to come to this week's study group and it's on radios and communication stuff, if you didn't have a radio, we've got extras and we can loan you a radio. I'll loan you a fucking radio and you can take it home with you because I have some extra Quan Chang radios and I'm now a Yaesu convert. So that's that. Like, you know, I have extras so you could take it, and if you don't ever bring it back, I'd be a little disappointed that you didn't return it, but more, you know, not because I'm out a fucking radio. And same with the land nav and Centralia. We could probably dig up a couple extra compasses and protractors. I can print extra maps. I'm going to print maps anyway, so just throwing that out there for you fellas. To the 20th. It's all right, Britt. We got other stuff for you to use. And the principles are the same, even if the buttons are located in a different spot. It's all right. We can get your programming squared away as well. Well, this is odd. It's only like 10 minutes left, and I haven't been drinking a lot. Today we got some wonderful Rock God Brewing White Room. It's one of my favorites. Just got a text from Dave Biggers. Obviously, he's not watching the fucking live stream, but Jeff's out. He's taking it easy. I'm just about out as well. We only got a few minutes left. If you got a quick something you want to throw in, go ahead and throw it in. I don't mind. If not, my wife's going to be home just about any minute, and so on, so forth, stuff and whatnot. I'm not seeing any comments pop up. I'll give it a few seconds because I know there's a delay. Less of a delay with YouTube than there is with Facebook, so that's a thing. And if there is not a thing, then I am thinking it might be shortly time to punch out of here and then go do stuff and stuff. I don't know. I have not haven't talked to him about it, but I will, when I answer his text, Scott, I will ask him if he's zeroing in on some time frames, because there isn't the, you know, digging into your snowsuit to draw a pistol. So we'll see if there's something that is working out well for him. I know he's trying to hire people because he's so fucking swamped at work. He even gets to do the hiring and he can't find people to hire. Bizarre. But at any rate, I think I have a list of people that have paid a deposit to him. I will ask him what he's thinking, and then I will at least send an email to all of those folks with whatever information he relays back to me. All right, with that, I got 8:52. I'm thinking it is about that time, and I should be moseying out of here. Let's see if I can't get this thing back all sorted out. Next Tuesday, I believe I am free, so I will be here. Hopefully, I'll have some good information to share with you guys about something or other. And if not, we'll just chit chat and have fun. So I am going to pop smoke and get the hell out of here. And you all take it easy. I will see some of you at study group, and the rest of you I may see next Tuesday. So take it easy.